Hey there folks, Chris here with a classic, and not just any classic, one of the early silent films of Hollywood, Rudolph Valentino in the Sheik on Blu-ray, which is now part of the Paramount Presents line with spine number 25. And this is Rudolph's most famous movie and one of Paramount's most important films, as it broke box office records in 1921. And even Hollywood high schools showed their appreciation by being known as the Sheiks. And back in 2001, I was one of the crew members filming a spooky documentary about old Hollywood stories. And one of the stories was about Rudolph Valentino. And during production, we went out to film footage from his memorial service, which was held at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, which is located directly behind Paramount Studios. And here is footage from that very same documentary. And let me tell you, it was a pretty eerie experience being there. And we also paid a visit to his grave in a mausoleum, which is just a few feet away from Bugsy Siegel's tomb. But I remember that day quite well, and you really got a sense of old Hollywood being there with all those famous people that are laid to rest at that cemetery. But anyway, back to the Blu-ray release for The Sheik. And for a 100-year-old movie, I thought the transfer looked pretty good, and it's remarkable how sharp the image looks considering the age of the film. However, there are scratches on the print throughout the movie, but to tell you the truth, I didn't find it distracting. And the image was well stabilized for the most part. And obviously, since this is a silent film, you don't get any dialogue, but music does play throughout the movie, which is composed by Roger Bellone. And it's a nice track that complements the film quite well. And on that note, I'm rating the picture quality a 4 out of 5 and a 4.5 for the sound. And the only feature you get is a discussion about the film called Desert Heat, 100 Years with the Sheik, which has a runtime of nearly 12.5 minutes. So as I close out my review, The Sheik is a prime example of early Hollywood at its best and historically very important. And after all these years later, it's still quite an enjoyable movie. And as always, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.